doing projections here.
Okay, Centroid. Okay, looks like everyone, or it looks like Centroid, tstew, and d2kemps are all heading up to do the Kakariko, or the castle, rather. Walkingeye is heading up to do Lost Woods and Kakariko, and full magic from the tree pole.
More importantly, you got trolled there a little bit, Mr. Stewart, because we got our sword in our first shot in Link's house.
Oh, wow. Sure beats the heck out of 50 minutes plus.
And our uncle gave us our first power glove. It's so bad. That's
I
an amazing
love the power
start.
glove. And 5 rupees from the crab. Now, I missed what was in Lumberjack Cave.
So did I. I don't think we're going to have to wait all that long to get there, though.
Not likely. You think we're going to see any hovers tonight?
I could be wrong, but I don't think any of our runners here are proficient hoverers. I could be wrong. I mean, if you practice that particular skill set, more power to you.
And a Pizza Heart from Sanctuary.
Oh, we have chat telling us it was Bombos on Lumberjack from what they saw. So that might be an interesting piece of the puzzle. That could be our opening to either Misery Mire or Turtle Rock, or it might also be our fire access to get into Ice Palace. So that'll be something to look out for. All right, and we see d2kemps and Centroid are immediately making that escape play, making a routing decision on the fly because, hey, when you have a sword, the escape becomes a lot easier.
Yeah, escape becomes a decent play when you do that.
And it looks like tstew is going to be showing us the Lumberjack Ledge, so we'll be able to get confirmation there. And yes, it is Bombos. Meanwhile, Walkingeye is going to be showing us our first look into Kakariko Village. That's an interesting pull. First small key to Thieves Town. They don't have the hammer yet, but that small key can sometimes troll people if it's gotten later after you complete Thieves Town.
Oh yes, and Walkingeye heading in to get the guaranteed bombs in the closed up hut.
All right, so we'll see what's going on in Zelda's chest. Not a whole lot from Escape up to this point in time. But again, both Centroid and d2kemps are right here. We'll be able to see what we have. I completely missed it.
Looks like d2kemps is going to be setting up a death warp. And what's that? What's that, lassie? tstew's falling down the well. Gets a big heart, a castle tower small key, a pizza heart, ice rod.
That ice rod control us. I don't like early ice rod myself because that could point heavily towards a required early turtle rock dip. That's just nightmarish as far as I'm concerned.
Okay, small key to Desert Palace, Ice Palace Compass, and halt! The hour of the hammer is upon us.
Early hammer for Centroid. All of our runners are eventually going to get that. That's interesting, though. Real solid weapon to start off with, and another one of those things that locks Turtle Rock, so uh-oh.
Chat pointing out, we have a Moon Pearl. We have a Moon Pearl in Blind's basement. Chat pointing out that someone forgot to bomb the hole in the wall. Unfortunately, he does not have bombs. Let me tell you, if you are enjoying this race, please give these runners a follow.
Yep, we have d2kemps, tstew14, Centroid41, and walkingeyee, just kind of running over some other spots that each other have run up to this point in time. Where did we find... Okay, so walkingeyee and tstew have Moon Pearl. That was in Blind's basement, correct?
Correct. And tstew's heading over to the well. And now he's heading to the back of the well to get $50. And we have Fisher Price's My First Shield in the race game.
Oh, that's so cute.
I love it when they get their first shield. It's such a big step.
They grew up so fast.
Kemp's heading back to get his hammer.
Well, he'll be excited to see that.
And the back of Blind's basement has 5 rupees.
All right, so walkingeyee looks like he's on his way to do the escape portion right now. Again,
on autopilot.
Meanwhile, Kemp's is heading up to check Lost Woods.
Ow.
All right. Sorry, just double checking a couple things here on our stream. While we're going through, I do want to point out, tstew, in one of those items in the back of Escape was the small key to Desert, which is another one of those location keys that locks off 2 item locations.
Yes, and it can be a difficult one to pick up. Although the logic expects you to have that to complete Desert Palace, because you can always key lock yourself by stealing the key from the backside.
And okay.
And tstew, with that Moon Pearl Hammer and Power Glove, is immediately going into Dark World. So we have a Hype Cave check already. Is it going to be Hype? Is it going to be Dud? Get your guesses in chat real quick. And already a big
We've got
key.
T-Rock big key. The Flute. A small key to T-Rock. 5-bomb upgrade. And a small key to Swamp. The Swamp small key.
You know what? That's a B plus to A minus Hype Cave. That's a very decent Hype Cave this time around.
8 of 10 would Hype Cave again. Tower of Hera and Skull Woods for 5-6.
So it's interesting. We haven't even gone over to Eastern at all, so we've not talked to Sahasrara to know exactly what the green pendant is, but already we have a couple ideas for crystals.
Okay, looks like tstew is going to head up to check Stumpy. It's just a big 20 in Chicken Hut. Walking Eye, is that the Death Mountain Cave? Stumpy has Skullwood's big key.
That's a little bit confusing. Instead of going on for tstew to go ahead and do the digging game, which he does have access to by going that route, he routes away from it, does a save quit, and then changes his mind and is going to save and quit again.
Thieves Town. I like that.
And d2kemps likes that.
And we're going to see what's on the library ledge. The bookshelf holds a map of some kind.
If you're wondering what's going on, you may go back and check that. Interesting. We're getting our first South Hylia check. So Centroid, not a whole lot finding on the in the dam area. Walking Eye, meanwhile, is doing our first checks over Green Pendant is in Turtle Rock. Oh no!
Oh my. 5-6 crystals are Tower of Hera and Skull Woods.
So we already got Ice Rod, Power Mitts, Power Glove, Hammer. Oh my goodness, I do not like this. It's pointing for a very, very early Turtle Rock.
Wait, we got Titan's Mitts? Where were
Not
Titan's
yet.
Mitts?
No, we didn't have Titan's Mitts. I'm sorry. I messed up Titan's Mitts and Power Glove and Hammer, and I'm confused right now.
I missed what Walking Eye picked up from the back of Rufus Xavier Sarsarilla's hut, though. I also missed what was in Mini Moldorm Cave.
I do. Mini Moldorm had both the shovel and the Ice Palace big key. So interesting pickups there, and tstew is heading that direction right now.
And it was a 5 bomb upgrade and a big 20, I believe, in the Sluice Gate. The shovel.
Ice Rod.
Do you want to have a fetch quest?
Excuse me, sir, you now owe me a nickel. I have copyrights on that one myself. Just kidding.
I will say, Vitasia, it's nice working with you again.
You as well, Mr. Stewart. It's always a pleasure to get to work with people I've been with before who we've already established a rapport.
Okay, big 20, pod compass, 300 rupees, Ice Palace big key, and the shovel for Mini Moldorm.
Meanwhile, we see Kemps making an early attempt into Skullwoods, and one of the most worthless maps in the game, Map to Hyrule Castle.
Master Sword.
Ooh, that all of a sudden puts that castle tower key that they found back into play. They'll be able to pick it up at least one item. They can get both of them. If we find a lamp, at least it's in logic at that point.
And the guaranteed Skullwood small key.
Oh, Walking Eye pulled boots.
Das der Boots.
Oh my god.
So much. I agree with chat. So much happening in this seed so far.
Yeah, that's absolutely crazy. Everyone's in completely different locations. It's hard to keep track of it all. d2kemps is in Skullwoods. We have tstew, who's in the desert area. Walking Eye is in Eastern, and Centroid's in the Dark World. I mean, they're on opposite quads of the map at this point.
We're going to have an Agina check.
d2kemps trying to use that boomerang that he picked up to help stun these Gyptos. Otherwise, they're just in the way, and that's not the way you want to do that, Kemps. I'm sorry, that's... ooh.
Gibdos are horrifying enemies.
Digging Game doesn't look like it has a whole lot, and Walking Eye is going right to Bonk Rocks to see what he can find, see if he can follow it.
Blue mail.
Hey, Banana Hat, I'll take it.
I'll buy that for $1.
Looks like T-Stew is also on his way over to the Dark World at this point in time.
Cane of Brian. Hey, I want to give a big shout out to our 2 trackers, KK the Egyptian and Maximum Barnage. They are doing a great job.
Yeah, I mean, when you're split like this, it can really take a toll on you, and being able to keep track of everything going on right now, big shout out to those 2. So we have a Bumper Cave check. Oh no!
Oh my.
A big key on Bumper Cave.
Big key there.
T-Stew picking up the Master Sword in Skull Woods. T-Stew, no relation. And of course, seeing the Bombos in Lumberjack Cave. D2kemps heading into Sea Hut. Sea Hut's going to have for us a single rupee.
Wah, 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 wah. All right, we see our first look into Thieves' Town. Now,
Big love.
small key. Yeah, we didn't get the big key, so only the first 4 chests are really accessible at this point in time.
Unless, of course, the big key is in Thieves' Town.
That would be amazingly trolly.
We have Bacon Sword.
What is this? The seed, okay. We said that we were hoping for a sword early on just so we would be nice, but this is too nice, guys. Bacon
And-
Sword sub 20.
And Walking Eye picking up Houlihan Room. Oh, that's nothing. I saw a gold sword in the fall tournament at 25. We have Titan's Mitts.
Oh my, Titan's Mitts.
That's at least a little bit trolly.
Well, I mean, that opens up quite more in the world at sub 20. There's a lot that we can do at this point in time. This seed really has not pointed to any single direction for these runners. I mean, Skullwoods, Ice Palace, we really can't get into quite yet. Well, those are the only big keys. We have Turtle Rock we can't quite get into. Oh my.
+5 bombs in chest game.
And we see T-Stew using a different strategy for these Gyptos. He's freezing them. He says, nah, I'm not even about that.
Someone in chat pointing out a seed that she had played back in V18 where it wasn't progressive swords. Gold sword in Link's house.
I'll be honest, that's how I was introduced to Randomizer before the progression came in. I think I like progression just from a competitive standpoint. That gold sword at the very beginning of the game could really just play havoc with everything.
D2kemps checking out Peg Cave.
That's smart by D2kemps, following the logic breadcrumbs, saying, hey, I have this Titan Smith now, let's put it to use immediately.
And it's just 3 bombs.
Well, so much for breadcrumbs.
Oh, in the bombable hut, it's gotta be the cane.
Oh no, that's horrible. That is absolutely horrible because, ladies and gentlemen, if that's Kane in the bombable hut, that is Titan's Mitt, Hammer, Kane, Ice Rod, and the big key to Turtle Rock, which is a green pendant. What's the seed wanting you to do right now?
That sure. Well, without Ruby Rod, we don't know, but
You can get in the front door and you can do quite a bit there.
yeah, you can do everything except Trinex. But they still need either the. They do. They do not need the hookshot or mirror to get to Turtle Rock. By the logic, they need the. No, they don't even need that. They need. Or yes, they do need the mirror. They'll need either the hookshot or the mirror to get to Turtle Rock. They still can't quite get there.
Yep, either of those things. It's
Cane of-
either or.
Cane of Samaria was bombable hut. Yeah, they still do need one of those two things to get to Turtle Rock.
Oh, we had a quick map check and I didn't quite get to see it.
Looks like tstew is trying to get some money to get possible Zora check. Meanwhile, d2kemps is heading into Hype Cave.
We have friends holding hands over here in Hype Cave. That's so cute. Look at them together.
Now, here's the question. Here's a question though. Oh wait, you can't do it without mirror. Never mind. Disregard. I was thinking when you get the small key to Swamp Palace and you have the hammer, why not make the play on Swamp? But you need the mirror to get in.
Yeah, I mean, right now, that's the problem. We have a lot of advanced progression, but we're still missing, I mean, bow would be nice, hookshot would be nice. We can at least get over to Death Mountain, but without the mirror, the hookshot, we really can't get to the really treasure-heavy side of Death Mountain, so...
Right. I.e. the fun side of Death Mountain. And ladies and gentlemen, please stand, sit, or take a knee for the Hyrulean National Anthem.
Hashtag Neil.
J.J. Abrams, we need your member berries. Yes. Bird, bird, bird. Bird is the word.
I was going to say the goose is loose. That's my favorite. The duck is unstuck. The eagle has landed. Or, I don't know. Make up your own meme here. All right, so tstew is also taking Jeremiah back home. It looks like he's taking the south route. Don't know if he's going to be able to route anything in with this. Oh, but he's just fluting over. Makes sense.
Yeah, that's really if you're going to do it that way. Now, d2kemps having sword beams makes mini Moldorm Cave so much easier.
Well, less dangerous at any rate. Sometimes it can take a little bit longer if those mini Moldorms are taken after Papa and trolling you.
We have a sick kid check, which is a map. Where was that bottle?
I don't know. They all have it at this point in time, though.
Zelda's chest had the bottle. We've got a Meyer check from tstew.
All right, and Stu is checking the Meyer area. Again, nothing really pointing. We're at 25 minutes in. We have so much progression, but not a foot has been set in any dungeon, it feels like.
We've got an Ice Rod Cave check also from Kemps. Quack!
Oh no, tstew, you froze on us on the worst possible moment.
We've got a Ruby Rod. tstew gets his free trip to Floston Paradise.
Fire Rod was in the Misery Mire shed? That's, again, another thing pointing us towards that Turtle Rock. I would be a fan of whomever makes that early Turtle Rock check. As soon as you can get there, do it.
Yeah, I think the seed is demanding Turtle Rock.
Do it! Do it now!
Get to the chopper! Well, get to the Turtle Rock.
And we see Centroid going. He's going to be able to use that small key. He also has Tempered, so we'll be able to make quick work of these Ball and Chain Knights. This could be an interesting item location at this point in time here in the Castle Tower. It's kind of out of the way, and if you don't route it in with Escape, it can be difficult, but see what we find. Small key to Skullwoods. Never mind.
And Misery Mire requires Bombos.
Oh,
Looks like Aghanim required.
Well, hold the phone. We don't know if Misery Mire is a pendant or a crystal yet.
Valid point. But it certainly has a decent amount of chests.
That it does. It's tempting to look at that and go, yeah, as soon as I can do Aga, go ahead and do it. So the people who have visited know you need to go there. I don't think everyone has checked Lumberjack Ledge, though. So tstew, as soon as he got that fire rod, says, you know what, I can do Skull Woods. I'm going to beat Skull Woods.
Well, it's version 28. Do Skull Woods. Okay, the other one in there besides the Ruby Rod was a big 20.
Yeah, the fire rod's the important part there.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, everyone, ladies and gentlemen, if you missed it earlier, remember, Bombos is in the Lumberjack Cave, and Bombos is required to get to Misery Mire. So that means if anything is in Misery Mire that is required, including a crystal, we gotta defeat Aga. So we do have an Aga required seed here. tstew out of magic and now is fighting this horrible, horrible Mothula fight with only 6 hearts and green mail and pulls it off.
Oh, 6 heart menu boss. 6 heart menu boss. 2 different seeds I've commentated in this tournament have expected 6 heart menu boss.
Ew, that's gross. Mocha Jones 10 asks, could it be an Aga and Pet seed?
Oh, we can only hope.
We can pray. We can pray.
The dream is alive.
Yeah, the big thing that we're worried about right now here is that we only know we don't have really a ton of knowledge in terms of what are crystals and pendants at this point in time. So we can't say definitively what we do have and what we don't have in order to do it.
And it was
could be,
big
though.
heart. And the other the other chest in Skull Woods was a big heart. Kemp's heading back to take care of the moth, but he's going to get that big heart first.
At this point in time, I think the one item that I would be looking for these runners is going to be the lamp. If anything,
That's not what I wanted.
because there's a lot of locations that are locked off from those dark rooms, and having lamp, at least from a logical perspective, opens up the world.
timed.
Oh, poor Kemp's taking a death. I don't believe that was intentional.
Actually, no, it was intentional. It was absolutely intentional. What was poorly timed in his estimation was that was Sanctuary Heart. He did not want to have to take a death right after getting Sanctuary Heart.
Sarcasm, right? That was totally sarcasm. I didn't completely miss what he did just before it. So tstew, it's interesting. He's now cleaning up some of these other overworld locations that he made his early dive into Dark World. Still has to clean up these Sphere Zero locations. The initial escape, for example.
Okay, I've heard that term used a couple times, but I'm not entirely sure what Sphere Zero?
Yeah, okay, so I'm glad you asked because it's a term I use a lot and not everyone understands, so I'll be happy to explain it while we're going through kind of this other stuff. So Sphere Zero refers to any chest location in the game that we can access with 0 items. So for example, the first part of Escape where you can technically get there without
Fucking quick.
with bombs, for example. Early parts of Escape, most of Kakariko Village, Agina's Cave, anything that doesn't require an item to unlock, for example.
Okay. d2kemps takes a death on the moth. Meanwhile, Centroid is fighting the moth, uses his red Gatorade.
Oh my fucking god.
Centroid also takes a death. Oh,
This
a
is
dangerous.
ugly.
It's a dangerous Mothula. We know it's a crystal. It's just not going to give you any progression items. I wouldn't blame these guys for coming back if they could.
Meanwhile, tstew taking the Agate Tower, taking the 2 Agate Tower things, gets 300 rupees, but I missed what the other one was. Because I didn't notice he was doing Agate Tower.
All right, so we see Kemp's doing his rematch against Mothula. Come at me, brah.
He does use his red Gatorade this time. And takes another death.
Gets bodied. Green male Mothula is not easy.
Okay, small key to Skull Woods from Dennis.
Dennis is the old man, correct?
You didn't know he was called Dennis?
I did not. You know what? I'm just behind on my ALTTPR memes. What can I say?
Well, you didn't bother to find out, now did you?
No, I did not.
d2kemps given full. He is gonna get that by hook or by crook.
I got to admire his persistence here to just keep going after it. Walking Eye does get the kill. All right, so tstew is in Eastern Palace right now, checking more of these locations here.
tstew's gonna pick up his boots.
He'll be happy to see those.
I'll tell you what, I'd be really happy to see right if I were one of these runners. I'd be really happy to see a hook shot.
At this point, any progression, we kind of got overloaded here early, but yeah, hook shot, mirror, lamp, any bow and arrow, anything that really points us towards progression would be really nice at this point in time.
Yeah, I want to see something that's going to get me over to East Death Mountain. Oh,
Absolutely.
we've got Walking Eye in Ice Palace.
Yeah, this is technically a sequence break because he does not have flippers, so he used that fake flipper glitch
Good
to
old
get here.
fake flippers.
So it's interesting to know that anything that he finds in here will absolutely not lead to flippers. So this will be able to narrow down where those are.
He gets a Misery Mire small key.
I mean, those aren't completely useless keys, but they're close. And it looks like Centroid is farming up rupees to be able to route in Zora. We might get our first Zora check here.
Well, it's a good idea. Although I think I would fake flipper. I think I would consider fake flippering. Although it looks like he's heading up to check Rufus Xavier Sarsaparilla. I think it's a bad play from Kemps to be to just keep going after the moth right now.
He is going full in that Moth has something that he absolutely needs. He is going to be so angry with himself. I think it's just a bomb capacity upgrade, right?
It wasn't anything that was vital. I mean, it is a 5/6 crystal, so it could be something vital.
Yeah, it's just interesting to see him going so hard in on this.
And King's Tomb had, I don't know what. Boots were in Eastern Palace. Meanwhile, Centroid is heading over to Mireshed.
And
He's gonna
Kemps
find
gets
out.
it.
That was worth it.
What was it? I didn't notice.
It was a bomb capacity upgrade.
Walking Eye doing the bomb jump across. It wasn't even the big bomb jump, the big bomb upgrade either. And Centroid is going up and making the Zora check.
Well, this could be interesting. This could point us to something here. Ooh, a big key on Zora's ledge. So once you have the flippers, you're going to have to come back for that if you're missing a big key.
Ooh.
So the question becomes, where is progression?
And it's just 300 rupees on Zora.
Minor refund. Still, always a bad idea to engage in capitalism with someone with gills.
And it doesn't look like we've found anything terribly vital in the Ice Palace thus far.
Well, and I kind of thought that we might not find anything terribly vital there, just because it's a sequence break. And this is one of the reasons that I personally hate doing any sort of sequence break. Just because it can really lead you on a different path, or maybe lead to nothing.
Well, I don't do a lot of sequence break. We have the other castle tower small key.
And we absolutely know that that's required to get to Aghanim, which is on Lumberjack Ledge is the Bombos medallion.
And it looks like we've got tstew making the Spike Cave play.
Spike Cave is in logic with that Sparkle Cane, so this might have our progression here. Let's see what tstew finds.
Just a 5-arrow upgrade.
Nope. And where is progression at this point in time? It feels like we've been all over the place, and we just can't find it.
The only thing Walking Eye has left to check is Cold Stare. Centroid picks up his boots. I'm not sure what... Oh, Walking Eye's doing that to get Fairy.
Yep, a little bit of safety here. He already knows he's sequence breaking, so he's just looking at this point in time. I'm fine with this. And we see tstew heading over to Pod. Now, they only have one Pod small key, so they can get in the front door, and that's it. But if this is where our progression is, if this is where the seed expects them to go, this is going to blow the seed wide open.
And Walking Eye heading down to do Cold Stare.
Very solid Cold Stare fight.
Beautiful.
Couldn't quite keep him in the corner, but with Tempered, you expect that. And he gets just some bombs.
And a blue pendant.
Ew. Okay, so that's our second. That's two pendants that we know: Turtle Rock and Ice Palace. Which, oh god, that's horrible.
And I did not notice what was in. I did not notice what was in that first room downstairs.
It was just a piece of heart. So we're down to really these couple chests. Can't get much farther than this. So this one is just a big 20.
Flippers!
Okay, so the logic wants you to go dip into pod to get the flippers. That's our next progression. That opens up Hobo. That does technically open Ice Palace, which Walking Eye has already done in Sequence Broken, but we know it's in Logic now. Next, we also have Waterfall Fairy, which would be an interesting place to go as well.
And it looks like tstew is heading straight for Ice Palace.
I have mixed emotions about this. I personally would check the overworld locations since they're right here. He doesn't know what this is, so he's going to go ahead and do it. I mean, I don't blame him because he hasn't done any dungeons except Skullwoods.
We have Mushroom on Pyramid.
Oh, that could also be something, but also ew.
And I expect Walking Eye's going to head up and check Catfish from there.
No mirror, so we can't check Witch on the way with that mushroom.
The moment we find Mirror, everything except for Big Chest and the 3 chests in the back and Argus will be obtainable in Swamp.
Mirror is one of those interesting items that, depending on where you get it, has differentiating value. Like, if you get it late game, like relative late game that we're at now, a lot of item locations become unlocked, but they're so difficult to route together because they're spread out all over the world.
And it's just a Pizza Heart from Catfish and just a Pizza Heart in King's Tomb.
All right, so we see these runners running over each other's locations here.
And we have Fake Powder Glitch.
Yep, this is something that you don't get to see every day, but it's fun when you can do it. Again, technically a sequence break.
Walking Eye, na 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 na. Blue Goo. You know, Mothra has to be just about the worst programmed fight in the game, and it's not anything with the randomizer. It's the original game was programmed that way.
When you say worst, you mean best, right? Right?
No, I really do mean worst. Kemp's heading up to check Catfish and is going to get his Pizza Heart. Okay, who would you say is ahead in each race?
It's a toss-up at this point in time. I'm not even going to try to guess. I mean, at this point, they've all checked so many different locations, but they've all done so efficiently that I don't think anyone has made up any time. I think if I had to choose, I think tstew is doing better at the top just because Kemp spent so much time on Mothula. But again, we are one item location of blowing this thing wide open.
Agreed. And it looks like tstew is going to head down and get a fairy and then go do Cold Stare. Kemp's, meanwhile, is going to turn in his mushroom.
No, this is one of those locations that could blow this open. No.
It's 10 arrows.
I keep getting hyped up for it, and then I get denied. I hate it.
Centroid picking up his mushroom. Walking Eye is going to head back into Dark World on at the Kakariko Village side.
Kemps looks like he is on his way to see what exactly Zora has for sale.
Now, I will remind people, please, if you're enjoying this race, give these runners a follow. Also, if you are enjoying... also, give our trackers a follow. Maximum Barnage and KK the Egyptian. And also this guy Vitasia that's doing commentary. Give him a follow. He does a pretty good job.
Oh, stop it. You're too kind, sir. DM Stewart 1981. Make sure to give him a follow too. He's a swell gentleman, this man. And of course, if you want to try out Randomizer yourself, we did just post the links in chat. Go ahead, join us on Discord, download a seed yourself, see what we can do. I tell you what, and I say this every match that I'm a part of, this is one of the best online communities you can be a part of. We are warm, we are welcoming. If you need help, we're there for you. We're for speedrunners and casuals alike. Come join us. It's an amazing community to be a part of.
Oh, it's a whole lot of fun. Great people. Lots of great people. Kemp's doing the Lumberjack World Tour, takes the Lumberjack up to Death Mountain.
I mean, why not? We see tstew checking Hobo right now. Is this our first Hobo check?
I believe it is. And Hobo has a small key to pod.
Walking Eye got the hook shot. Where did Walking Eye get the hook shot? Purple chest.
Gary's lunchbox had the hook shot.
Oh, I hate that location. I hate that location. It's horrible. Looks like Centroid's also going to be able to pick this up.
That gives Walking Eye all of East Death Mountain. We have a mirror. Mirror in Waterfall Ferry.
Okay, so this is going to be interesting. While Centroid and Walking Eye have the hookshot, which is going to lead them up to Death Mountain, tstew getting that mirror is going to maybe lead them... I mean, that's also Death Mountain access.
The power of Paula Deen compels you. We have Butter Sword.
I can feel my cholesterol going up already.
Butter Sword in Paradox Cave. We have a T-Rock small key. We have a compass to Eastern. We have a Ganon's Tower small key. We have a big 20 and another big 20.
So other than Butter Sword, doesn't feel like we had a whole lot of progression there, did we?
Not really. Zora Ledge is Tower of Hera big key.
And we just got access to Tower of Hera between the mirror and the hookshot, so that's interesting. I think we're seeing Stu head right up that direction, which is too bad. He's not going to be able to get his hookshot, but I think he's happy. Interestingly enough, these other runners don't have the flippers, so they don't have access to that Tower of Hera big key.
And it's a bee in a bottle on Spectacle Rock.
Yeah, Stu's going to be able to make this a lot more efficient, being able to go ahead and clear out all of Tower of Hera as he's going through here. Meanwhile, everyone else, Walking Eye, Centroid, and d2kemps, if they go in, are going to have to make another trip up.
And with Tower of Hera being a 5/6 crystal.
Yep, this could be significant for these runners. everyone keep in mind, the key to unlocking everything from a logic perspective at this point in time were those flippers, which was the third treasure chest in Pod. You had to enter Pod with only one small key in order to get it. That's not a play that very many people make. I think it's going to be a while before Kemps, Walking Eye, and Centroid head that way.
Yeah, probably, because that's not really that's not a play I would make. But I'm also not any good at Randomizer.
Well, I don't think it's a play very many people would make at all. I think it was a gamble by tstew. He made it, and I think he's absolutely happy he made it.
And that's also why I don't enter the tournaments. And it's a Pizza Hut on the ledge. Or on the island.
Centroid, I think, had his menu paused. He's trying to figure out where he can go. He's looking at his keys, looking at where he's already checked, and it's like, where else can I possibly go at this point in time? Hint, you could do Turtle Rock.
tstew heading up to fight the worm. Gets a big heart and a 5/6 crystal.
Absolutely. And we see that Turtle Rock is quick, so we can absolutely get in.
Walking Eye making the play on T-Rock.
This could be significant for this bottom race between Walking Eye and Centroid.
Maybe making the play on T-Rock, opening T-Rock. He does have the hook shot, so it's a great idea for him to do hookshot cave first. Although he's seed validated. He's got the validation arrow. He gets a big 20. He gets a Ganon's Tower small key. And a Desert Palace big key.
Ooh, that could be important.
Well, as soon as he gets the mirror from Waterfall Fairy, he can that means he can full clear desert.
Here's the problem. I don't know when he's going to be able to go up to Waterfall Fairy because he still does not have those flippers. The big key to Thieves Town is in Super Bunny Cave. That's... hey, that opens up Thieves Town in its entirety there.
Yeah, I think Thieves Town might be a... I mean, that might be a play you'd make.
I don't know. This seed was was hard pointing at Turtle Rock earlier. I like this play of Walking Eye going in here.
Walking Eye making the T-Rock play. He can full clear it.
He's got it all. I mean, I'm not exactly happy about doing it with this little life, but you can do it. Oh, he is missing keys.
He is missing some keys.
Good shout out, Egyptian, our wonderful tracker who's keeping us on our toes and probably paying better attention than we are. At this point, it's a question of when Centroid41, Walking Eye, and d2kemps go into Pod. It's not an attractive play, but it's what unlocks the logic at this point in time.
And Walking Eye gets 2 big 20s from Roller Room.
That's about the most worthless Roller Room I've ever seen.
I've seen worse, but not many.
It's on the low end of the spectrum.
Walking Eye going deeper into Legend of Zelda Super Mario Brothers. He picks up Tower of Hera map.
And I just wish we had more map checks. I mean, we know Turtle Rock is a pendant, and we know Ice Palace is a pendant. I want to know where that third pendant is.
And the choice for Walking Eye is Laser Bridge or Big Key Chest.
Oh, Laser Bridge. Every day.
I don't know, I've seen a lot of people make the play at Laser Bridge Chest. Or Big Key Chest.
Well, if you get the...
Words are hard.
It's okay. I mean, the item locations that unlock, I just don't know if I could justify it, but Walking Eye is passing it by.
Walking Eye is doing Laser Bridge. I can't say that's bad play.
No, just in item locations alone. Unlock the big key chest, or the big chest. You unlock Mimic Cave. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different things that you unlock at that point in time.
Well,
it's a play.
You have Mimic Cave and Big Key Chest either way.
There is one more chest kind of along the way, if I remember right, a roller room chest.
Yes, there is. You have Big Key Chest, Roller Room Chest, and Mimic Cave either way.
So we see all of our runners are now up on Death Mountain, and 3 of them are in Turtle Rock. It's a Turtle Rock party, everyone! Woo!
I did miss what was in Big Chest.
I believe the big chest was just a piece of heart. That did happen to refill Walking Eye.
Misery Mire Small Key from Roller Room.
Misery Mire's small keys are the worst small keys.
Oh, he has no lamp, so he's got to do he's got to do this room in the dark.
And this is, by logic, a sequence break. We're still waiting on that lamp.
I love lamp.
I really do too. I don't know if I would ever be able to beat this place without a lamp. Now, the fire bars can give you some direction and some guidance, but not always. And Walking Eye looks like he might be a little bit lost here.
Yeah, not an easy room to do without the lamp.
We see Centroid, who is taking that Thieves Town big key and going to be doing something a little bit different. We salute you, sir. We like different.
I think that's a good play. In fact, without the lamp, I think I would do Big Key Chest. Not having the lamp, I think I would do the Big Key Chest for Turtle Rock.
You know what? And it's entirely possible that the lamp is in the big key chest.
Because I know that Laser Bridge is a sequence break. And that I can get everything else short of Laser Bridge without the lamp. Without needing another key.
Centroid just deciding to spawn the snake skull things.
Eastern Palace Big Key in Thieves Town.
That's a nice pickup, but still no bow. You know, at this point, I'm hoping the final pendant is something like Thieves Town or someplace that we can already clear out, because I want a bow on the pedestal.
I've commentated a lot of seeds. I have never commentated a pedestal seed. Tower of Hera Compass on Laser Bridge.
Well, I'll tell you what, sir. I just commentated my first pedestal seed last night, and I had 70 plus seeds under my belt until I finally got it. So you'll get it. You'll get it eventually. It does eventually happen.
I knew of someone building a Plando seed that was a required 5-dip turtle rock.
That person is a negative influence on your life, and they should not be in your life at all.
And we get red mail on Laser Bridge, and I didn't notice anything else of use.
Absolutely not. So Centroid hasn't found anything else. This will be interesting. This, just 20. So he's still in Thieves Town.
Pizza Hut. Looks like Turtle Rock thus far has been has not been anything useful.
No, it hasn't. tstew is still there. I'm going to be anxious to see what progression he goes for. Centroid's currently in Thieves Town, so we're going to get our answer here directly as to what Thieves Town is.
You know, I've always preferred for blind the cane strats. Doesn't matter which cane. Just 10 arrows, and Thieves Town is a crystal.
All right, so we have our second crystal. That's Centroid's first crystal. He hasn't done Mafia yet. We are at over an hour in, and we're still only one crystal for all of our runners.
Chad
Tstew's
is saying
picked up the
tstew has the lamp. Was it possibly in Mimic Cave? It was not in Pod. I can guarantee you, Cardinal 44, it was not in Pod. Or was it possibly in Tower of Hera?
Well, when we get to tstew's pausing, I mean, it could be Tower of Hera. That's probably the most likely spot because I don't think he checked anywhere else. Just hoping we can get a pause on his wonderful PowerPoint presentation that we have for tstew's game. So let's keep in mind what this seed wants us to do. So the lamp, which logically is required for a lot of different locations.
And tstew does in fact have the lamp.
Wow. So the Tower of Hera big key is locked behind flippers, which requires a single dip into pod, which my brain hurts now.
Kemp's doing Thieves Town.
Yep.
So is tstew. And Walking Eye.
Yep, so three runners are all in there. Centroid, meanwhile, making the play that we know he needs to make, going into pod. Now, he does have, looks like 3 pod small keys, if I read his menu right with that quick pause. So it's a little bit more attractive for him, but man, he avoided coming here for a long time.
Yeah, well, I can't blame him for the complete lack of pod keys. Just a big 20 in the T-Rock big chest. Pod small key in the in Blind's chest though.
That might have been what led Centroid over here, knowing that he could get in now. So 3 different runners. Oh, and Kemps
Kemps
forgot to
did
bomb.
Kemps? No, he tried and missed.
Oh, no.
And I missed what was in the chest at the top there. At the top of the fall.
I think that was just a big 20. Centroid just got his flippers, though. He's considering saving and quitting, saving a key.
Someone says it was Swamp Palace Big Key. If that was Swamp Palace Big Key, I think the play is to go directly to Swamp Palace, not pass go, and not collect $200.
Oh my. That might be something.
Wait, does he have the pod Big Key?
We'll see on his next pause here.
Looks like he might be doing. Looks like he might be setting up Hammer Yump.
Yeah, this is an interesting. It seems like it's required to get through here. He might be setting it up from the top, which gives you a little bit more time.
No, he's going over to check the 3 chests over here. 10 arrows.
And he did have that Swamp's Big Key, so you're absolutely right.
Guinness Tower Small Key.
It's kind of lost with this.
T-Rock Small Key. He can now complete T-Rock. But he would need one more small key to he would need one more small key to get all chests.
All right, Centroid is trying to set up the Hammer Yump.
No, he's not going to Hammer Yump.
Why, Kemp? Why, Centroid? Why do you tease us so? Simultaneous blind fights by Kemps and tstew. Man, these two are close. Yeah,
tstew has Pyramid Fairy, has huge tracts of land open and available to him.
Keep in mind, the main difference for tstew here that none of the other runners, Centroid does have the flipper, so if he makes the play up to the waterfall fairy, that's where the mirror is. If he makes that play, he's going to be a very happy camper.
I think Swamp Palace is a really good play.
Swamp Palace does have quite a few numbers of treasure chests.
I mean, if you've got Big Key and you've got Hookshot and you've got Hammer, I think Swamp Palace is the play.
Well, and tstew here is getting ready to get his. I completely forgot. tstew doesn't even have his hookshot yet. Everyone else got it from Gary's lunchbox, but he is taking that down there now. We'll get his hookshot, and Swamp is right there. That makes it very, very, very attractive.
Centroid, meanwhile, heading up to get his mirror.
Both Walking Eye and d2kemps are now in pod, so they're going to get their flippers. Man, how different would this seed be if any one of them fake flippered for that mirror?
Very, very different.
And tstew is making the play on Swamp Palace, it looks like.
I think it's the play that makes the most sense.
No, absolutely. I completely agree with you on that one.
Centroid picks up his Tower of Hera big key. Kemp's getting his flippers.
I believe that was the absolute last place that Kemps could have possibly found those flippers at this point in time. So he might be feeling a little salty.
He's got a couple more keys, so it's not quite the last place, but it's pretty doggone close. Desert Palace would also be an interesting play, but I think Swamp is the better play because it's just more items. But it looks like Centroid is going to make the play on Desert.
I don't disagree with it. And I'll tell you why. One, Desert is very, very quick. You can get through it relatively quick. Two, there's some extra logic in there because of where that small key was when they found it. So that could be pointing them into a direction as well. So I like the play. He can route in things like checkerboard cave here, which heart container, yeah, he's going to go for it.
I would, but I always like having more life. Until I get up to about 16, 17 hearts, I want to get more life. Walking Eye is setting up Hammer Yump.
Oh, I don't think he has enough time. I think it's not going to go off.
He got it, but he doesn't have the big key.
That's still impressive. This is going to be our first look at these dark rooms in here. He doesn't have the lamp, so we're going to have to pay real close attention.
Kemps is heading for Ice Palace. tstew is in Swamp.
So 4 runners, 4 different dungeons. Sounds about right for Keysanity. Just a big 20 in one of the treasure chests.
Desert Palace big chest has a big heart. Bonk Lamp has a map of some kind.
Looks like just 10 arrows at the other treasure chest, so able to save a key, absolutely, for Walking Eye. That could play in later. We'll see where he goes next.
Pizza Heart in the room at the top of Desert Palace. Now the two chests that are locked behind the key. One is 3 bombs. The other is Ganon's Tower map, which is useless.
Walking Eye now heading up to do the waterfall ferry. He is going to be very happy once he gets here. Sports Hefe asks an interesting question in chat. He's passed up on 2 maps. You wonder if he knows something that we don't. We know that 2 of the 3 pendants, Ice Palace and Turtle Rock, because there are so many maps out there, it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that we don't even know yet for tstew. He's making the bet that he will eventually just be able to math out which one's the pendant and which one's the crystal. There's only 1 pendant left that we don't know.
d2kemps gets the bomb jump. And falls down the hole.
Oh, that's the worst feeling ever.
First time I got that bomb jump, I ended up falling down the hole afterwards. There was much salt in my stream.
I would call it a salt lick.
The bug net.
Game over. Centroid wins. No, not really. I mean, swag strats are in, but that's it.
Well, we know he almost has to do Aghanim. Because the chances are really, really good that Misery Mire, that you're going to have to go into Misery Mire.
Well, I mean, and there we come down to another gamble. Is that Misery Mire going to be a pendant or a crystal? That's probably one of the most confusing things about bypassing maps, because I want to know if I have to go to Aga right now, or because that's a crystal, or if it's a pendant, if I can put it off as long as I can. So I'd be picking up maps and trying to figure that out as soon as I can.
Oh, absolutely. Now, for those who are not completely familiar with Keysanity, where you been the last 5 weeks? But seriously, if you're not familiar with Keysanity, the map tells you whether the dungeon is a pendant or a crystal. The compass will tell you how many item locations you have gotten in each dungeon. Ganon's Tower small key and 3 bombs on the Tower of Hera, which tells us Lamp must have been in Mimic Cave.
Mimic Cave Lamp, wow. And the only one who went in there with the mirror is tstew.
Oh my.
This is one of those seeds, ladies and gentlemen, that these runners have been pulled all over the place looking for. At this point, I would go so far as to say they're going to delete the file from their computer as soon as the race is over.
I will say I have still had trollier non-Keysanity seeds.
Oh, well, I mean, if you try, absolutely. But this one, I mean, imagine a world where, according to the logic, you get all your items for Turtle Rock to dip into Turtle Rock to get to Mimic Cave to get the lamp in order to be able to access a whole lot of stuff. We may have to do an Aghanim required just to get Bombos, and depending on what the pendant location is, we could still be looking at a possible pedestal required seed at this point in time. Me personally, I'm hoping for a bow on the pedestal.
What is the text for the bow on the pedestal? Do you know?
I don't know, honestly. I don't know if I've ever actually seen a pedestal bow.
Walking Eye has his mirror. This time he is going to do, this time into Turtle Rock, he is definitely going to do Mimic Cave.
And he has the keys to be able to go ahead and clear it out. So at this point, Walking Eye, I think, is banking on Sahasrara having something required, which isn't a bad bet at this point in time.
Yeah, at this point in time, and thank you, Maximum Barnage, for letting us know what that is. Oh, a beautiful, beautiful cold stare fight from d2kemps.
Buttersword just melts Cold Stare. Oh, no, Walking Guy, go back, go back, go back, go back. Okay. Whew.
Do your Mimic Cave, Walking Eye. Okay, Mimic Cave has the lamp. Centroid has not found anything useful in Swamp.
No, I mean, it seemed like a logical play just because of the sheer number of treasure chests here. But yeah. I mean, well, Argus is going to be, this is going to be a nice, easy, relaxing Argus fight.
Very much so.
With Buttersword, you can actually hold your sword out and just kind of poke the Argy, however you pronounce the little cloud things.
Puffballs.
I'm trying to use my Willard homework advantage here and say, hey, I know the names of the enemies. They're Argy. Walking Eye on his way.
Walking Eye heading into Trinex. Pod big key on Argus.
Oh my. And that crystal. So, we're running out of locations. That pendant, that last pendant, could be either Pod, Eastern Palace, or Misery Mire.
I'm hoping it's not Pod.
If it's Pod, that means the bow can absolutely not be on the pedestal. In fact, if it's Pod, at this point in time, the only thing that could be on the pedestal would be something like, no, nothing. Nothing that's required.
Yeah. Bombos at Lumberjack Cave, which is needed to get into Mire. So we know we have to do Aghanim.
I take it back. There is one possibility yet.
Ganon's Tower Big Key.
The dream.
Throwback to the original. No, Walking Eye is going to make the play on the back of on Escape.
Well, and I don't think anyone has checked this out of the way small treasure chest yet. I mean, logically, you needed Lamp to be able to clear this out anyway.
Kemps is going to make the play on Desert.
Walking Eye is greeted with the Lagarang. Red boomerang with sparkles just means everything lags. Oh, and thank you, Insomniac, here, pointing out, remember, we do still have that big key that's on the bumper cave ledge. We don't know what it is. We don't have the cloak yet, so we can't quite get there.
That's true. And that is yet another fetch quest. Cave 45 has 3 bombs. I still prefer to be Cave 42, Cave Ultimate Answer of Life, the Universe, and Everything.
I mean, I get the reference, but Centroid
heading up to
Centroid going up to Ice Palace. He already got his mirror.
Wait, is that true? Has Centroid gotten all of his other big keys?
Yeah.
That means that means Bumper Cave is Ganon's Tower big key.
That just completely slipped us by.
Well, this is the second time I've had one of those in this tournament. Although the first, we could have a Ganon's Tower double dip required. Which would be my second in this tournament.
Well, and then that does mean that, the cape can also be on the pedestal. So,
yes.
Pedestal hype is not yet dead.
Okay, Chad is asking for cape on ped. I'm saying no. I want to see bow on ped. I want to see bow on ped. Cape in Ganon's Tower.
You're an evil man.
Thank you. Walking Eye is at Aghanim. Walking Eye on Aghanim, Centroid. Yes, if you're enjoying this race, give these runners a follow.
And I'll do my best to commentate. I went ahead and pulled up tstew's stream. I don't know what's going on our end, but I'll try to best to keep everyone up to date. Tstew is in Misery Mire right now. And he just pulled the cape.
Cape is in Misery Mire.
Oh my goodness. Now, Ped's not dead. It is on life support.
Not dead. But it's pretty much bow. It's pretty much bow is what could be on Ped.
And only if Misery Mire is the last pendant, which, again, would be super trolly, but I would look forward to that so much.
Yeah, Double Dip Ganon's Tower is dead, though.
This is true. So Walking Eye is going over here and grabbing his bombos, so we'll which we know is going to be required, regardless of whether or not Misery Mire ends up being fully required to clear it. Because the cape was in there, you did have to get to Aga to open up Misery Mire to get the cape to get the Ganon Tower big key.
Okay,
That's
we could
Keysanity logic.
We could have book on pedestal and bow on one of the tablets.
Book I just call the ultimate fetch quest at this point in time, because it unlocks two different tablet locations.
Okay, Walking Eye is going to do Checkerboard Cave and then
Nope.
presumably come back and do Misery Mire.
Bowenmeyer as well.
Oh, Pedestal is dead.
Pedestal is dead, and more than that, we have go mode officially, I think, at this point in time, for tstew14.
tstew14, no relation. d2kemps hitting some trouble with Troll Norm. Centroid making the play on T-Rock.
Which we know he'll be able to pick up his lamp and then logically be able to go from there.
Yes, give these runners a follow if you're enjoying yourself. And if you're enjoying... And, by the way, also give these trackers Maximum Barnage and KK the Egyptian a follow. They are making us look like we know what's going on.
I mean, we know better. We don't know what's going on, but they make us look like we do, so thank you.
And also that Vitasia guy, he does a really good job on commentary.
Stop it. NDM Stewart, 1981, of course. All right, so... that was a quick fight there. So again, 4 different runners, 4 different dungeons, 1 in Turtle Rock, 1 in Desert Palace, 1 getting ready to open up Swamp, and of course, Tstew clearing up Vitreous in Misery Mire. That's going to be his 5th crystal. The only 2 he has left are Pod and Eastern. And Misery Mire is a crystal, so... Oh, he hasn't done Desert.
I think I complete Eastern first. No, I think I actually complete Pod first. Because I think he's got more items left in Pod.
He's in go mode. He doesn't need items.
Well, I would still be looking for silvers.
You know, at this point, I don't know. I mean, with these runners, d2kemps and tstew14, they're both 3-1. They are trying to get through this as fast as they can to try to secure a spot in the big 32-man playoff. I think if you haven't found silvers at this point in time, you go silverless. With Butter Sword, it's a little bit longer. I think you just go.
Well, I don't know silverless, so there is that.
Oh, well, okay. If you don't know silverless, I'm confident, though, I would say tstew, and I know I've seen d2kemps do it before, so with these runners, I think they can do it.
Yet another reason why I don't enter these tournaments.
Oh, Centroid is getting close to a death here. He is real close.
Turtle Rock is pretty ugly. Walking Eye is in Misery Mire. To watch how people route Misery Mire.
Yeah, there's still some opinions about it, and some people do other things based on habit. What seems more efficient in open mode, which a lot of people are still used to, how many keys you have. The Misery Mire routing is really pretty dynamic, all things considered.
Walking Eye picks up his bow.
And we see tstew, if you're checking on him, he's actually going into pod at this point in time.
Meanwhile, Centroid is doing laser skip.
The laser bridge with the Cane of Burna is technically in logic. You need either an invincibility item, Cane of Burna, or the cape, or you need the access to the mirror shield. Now, it's interesting because a lot of runners don't pick up any shields, so logically you have to kind of keep.
Up his Walking Eye has his cape and his bow from Misery Mire.
Yep. So getting into Misery Mire as soon as you can really was the play. Having that lamp and mirror early on, that's certainly helpful. Centroid, you know what? This is now officially a worthless Trinex fight, unfortunately.
But he has no way to know that.
And oh man, what is tstew is clearing out Turtle Rock. He's getting the he's still looking for big keys in general.
Or I'm sorry, no, his pod big key. So Walking Eye is still checking for a big key.
He still needs the pod big key, and the pod big key is, where was it again?
Oh crud, I don't remember.
It's all right.
Centroid heading up to do the back of escape.
Oh, Argus had it. So yeah, d2kemps just picks up the pod key. So Walking Eye needs to be able to head over to Argus. Centroid's already done Argus. That makes sense now.
points on Vitreous. What is it with this game and eyeballs?
Well, you see... But
And Rufus Xavier Sarsaparilla has the powder.
Powder, which you've already seen what's on.
Yes, but with powder and bugnet, it does give you some extra safety. Kemp's heading up to check huge tracts of land. It's just 2 big 20s.
Yep. Walking Eye just now checking. So tstew is on Helmasaur right now after clearing out Pod. This will be interesting to see if Pod is a pendant or a crystal. We still don't know.
tstew finishes off Helmasaur, picks up 3 bombs. And it's a crystal. Helmasaur is the crystal.
Helmasaur is the crystal. It can bypass Eastern. We know for a fact that Eastern Palace is our final pendant. Don't really care what's on the pedestal at this point. We know that the Ganon's Tower Big Key is on that bumper ledge. I'll be honest, I don't know if tstew ever did a visual check on that one, though. And no, he's going into
Eastern. Walking Eye heading into finish off Pod.
Yep, we know that's a solid play now. I believe he just has to clear out those last few chests and can go right there to Helmasaur because he's been through most of this already. And Centroid finally making the play into Aghanim's tower. You get the feeling he was hoping that he wouldn't have to do it, but he put it off and allowed Walking Eye to really get a real solid advantage here. At this point,
tstew heading into tstew just about to Armos Knights. Walking Eye make. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, you get the sense, I think Walking Eye knows he's in go mode. He's making a beeline for that bumper cave. He knows that that's the Ganon Tower Big Key. If he can confirm it, he'll have to do Pod and Swamp Palace at this point in time. I don't know if he actually has the knowledge of which is the last pendant as well, but he'll get there pretty quick.
I don't think he has the knowledge, but he's going to find out soon enough. He does have the knowledge that Ganon's Tower Big Key is on Bumper Cave.
Oh, it's worth noting that Centroid has not gone to Ice Palace, which has that second castle tower key. So at this point, Centroid's got to go to Ice Palace. I mean, what? My goodness. Ether on Graveyard Ledge, both Walking Eye and Centroid checking that out. So Walking Eye, the first one with the Ganon Tower Big Key, he is the first person officially, ladies and gentlemen, in go mode.
Centroid heading over to do Ice Palace, by the way.
And I hate to say it, it's about time, Centroid.
It looks like Walking Eye and tstew are your leaders in this race. tstew heading into Bumper Cave to take care of getting his Ganon's Tower Big Key.
Oh, I take it back. Walking Eye is not in go mode. He doesn't have the pod big key yet. He still needs to go to Swamp.
Kemp still needs to do Mimic Cave. I don't understand not doing Mimic Cave when you're already there.
Oh, neither do I. I think because a lot of people remember went up to Turtle Rock prior to having the flippers, and the flippers led to the mirror in the Waterfall Fairy Cave. So their first trip up there, they couldn't do it.
Okay. Walking Eye gonna check dig spot.
Oh, okay. So tstew is not in go mode. I take it back. tstew is actually looking for the Desert Palace big key. Is in Hookshot Cave. Oh no.
And tstew heading back into Ice Palace.
Oh, he's gonna go down and check that big key chest. That's... oh, not good.
That's unfortunate. It is not, however, going to put him behind.
That's right, because when tstew went up Death Mountain the first time, while Centroid, Walking Eye, and d2kemps went up there, they got the hookshot from Gary's lunchbox. tstew had the mirror, so he went up the other way. He did not. It's causing tstew to forget that maybe he needs to go back up to Hookshot Cave.
Okay, that is about the one of the most satisfying things in Ice Palace. Is to get both of those Stalfos Knights in one bomb.
Oh, absolutely.
Walking Eye checking huge tracts of land. Just getting 2 big 20s.
Yeah, that Pyramid Fairy is not giving us a whole lot of stuff. And by and large, I've not seen a whole lot of good outcomes from the Pyramid Fairy in this tournament. I wonder if the logic has something going on with that. Walking Eye on his way over to the mirror spot, the portal to the Dark World, and then he realized, oh wait, I'm in the Dark World. Back up.
Walking Eye going to check on Rufus Xavier Sasparilla's item and get the powder.
He's got to be cursing himself. He's thinking this is a fetch quest at this point in time.
Centroid checking those last couple chests in Ice Palace.
And it looks like Kemps is on his way back up, maybe to Turtle Rock, maybe to pick up his lamp. Remember, that lamp's in the Mimic Cave. That's a not nice location for that item.
Mimic Cave, one of my favorite commentator curse spots.
By the lamp. Walking Eye is being trolled by the pod Big Key. Centroid is still looking for... He needs to go to Misery Mire, so we are waiting for him to get that small key. Now he's gotten the small key, so he will eventually be making his way. Centroid's on the good path. tstew is looking for that Desert Palace Big Key. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Keysanity in a nutshell. Everyone's looking for something different. Centroid's the only one on the right path, but he's still quite a bit behind. My goodness, what a race.
Agreed. Walking Eye heads in to take care of Armos. Armos has a Pizza Heart and a red pendant.
Got everything.
Not. Oh no, I was wrong. He had just enough magic.
All right, so Centroid, hopefully at this point in time, is going to go back up Castle Tower to get Bombos. Oh, Kemps bypassed Mimic Cave. What? Why Kemps?
Why would you bypass Mimic Cave?
Oh, and Centroid is going to Hookshot Cave, so he is in his right location. Centroid
You mean tstew?
Yeah, tstew.
tstew gets his Desert Palace Big Key.
Yeah, so tstew now officially in go mode. Centroid's on the right path. d2kemps completely walked right by where he needed to go. Oh, and Kemps coming back for a couple locations in the laser bridge room. Oh no, Kemps. So we, if anyone's tuning into tstew on his private stream, I know we're frozen on this end. We're still working on that, but on tstew, he is going through desert. He is still checking some chests, though. I don't know if he realizes he's in go mode. So Centroid still on his way up Aga's Tower. Walking Eye is making the play on Swamp Palace. Thank goodness. It's a play he needs to make. So our runners are all on the right-ish path. And Centroid making his way through this very, very narrow area, trying to stun these guards. Walking Eye on his way through just at the beginning of Swamp Palace. tstew is now currently on his Landmolus fight.
Centroid heading into the Aghanim fight. tstew finishes off Desert. That gets him his last crystal. tstew.
And Kemps mirroring away. Oh no, no Kemps. Kemps is absolutely flabbergasted. He does not know where that lamp is, and he walked right by it.
You know, I don't like that they put the blue balls back in several versions of the randomizer ago.
You know, I like the blue balls. It's the only thing that we have to guess at this point in time. Question in chat: What's that lumberjack access to Misery Mire? It's our Bombos medallion. So, Chad, I'm going to try something interesting here. I have some questions for these runners that I'd like to ask them after the seed, but ahead of time, if you have questions that you would like us to ask these runners ahead of time, go ahead and ask them in chat, and I'll take some of the good ones that I think, and I'll write them down and go from there. So let's get your questions for these runners in here. Let's get some audience participation involved. So tstew is in Ganon's tower. I think he's checking a couple of the treasure chest locations. Probably just looking real quick to see if silvers are here. All right, so tstew is on his way up the gauntlet. d2kemps is still looking for this lamp, which is trolling him hard. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we are still silverless. At this point in time, I'm going to bank on it being in Ganon's tower somewhere in the basement, which is probably why tstew made a quick check for the first couple items. And it's not a bad check, because as much time as you save in silvers, it's worth spending a couple, just 30 seconds checking those first few item locations.
I'm going to say silvers are in tile room.
That would be horribly, horribly mean.
It would not be the first time this tournament that I have had a seed that I have commentated a seed where silvers were in tile room.
All right, so Centroid is going through. He's about to pick up, I believe, a very important item here, the magic cape.
tstew is in the gauntlet.
And we see Walking Eye about to be in go mode. He's going to do his Argus fight, and that's going to get him his pod big key, and he will know immediately that he is in go mode. At least I know, if he's been keeping track, he'll know he's in go mode.
Meanwhile, Centroid is going to hit effectively go mode because he knows that the Ganon's Tower big key is on the bumper cave ledge.
He's still looking
Very
for that
soon.
bow. Yeah.
But he's going to hit it very soon. Now, since I don't know because I don't race in the tournaments, what's wrong?
All right, so we have tstew still climbing. He's about to come to Moldorm 3, picks up half magic. He's still checking these treasure chests on the way. d2kemps is just stuck. Walking Eye. All right, so tstew does pick up the book. All right, so we see d2kemps going back up to Turtle Rock. This is the right play to make. Maybe he rechecked his map. I don't exactly know what's going on there. Meanwhile, Centroid is about to take on our wonderful Vitreous, the big eye, but he is in go mode now, if he knows it. I mean, virtual go mode. He knows where that key is.
T-Stew into Aghanim 2.
Oh, there you are. Welcome back, Stuart.
T-Stew with a nice double. And another nice double. Time to kick the pig.
Yep. Anyone in the mood for some bacon? So Centroid is getting ready to go pick up his big key to Ganon's tower. He has the pod big key, so he can go ahead and do that. I don't know if he has that knowledge, though. And we see Kemps working on Ganon. This is going to be a silverless fight for tstew. All right, so Centroid is picking up his Ganon Tower big key and will be on his way over to pick up his last crystal. Oh no, and tstew does take a fall.
But that might have been intentional to get a fairy.
I don't know, when you're on phase 3 again, and I don't think you intentionally fall, but that may just be me.
Centroid picking up a bunch of potions.
If this is your last easy stop on your way before Aga Tower and Ganon, yeah, I think you definitely make that stop.
Which should be his last crystal.
Yeah, Pod is going to be his last crystal. Again, I don't know. He could still enter Eastern, depending on what he does. It'll be interesting. And Kemps has his lamp, finally. I completely missed his lamp. Oh, and tstew misses the lamp glitch.
I have never been able to get Silverless down.
Yeah, Silverless is one of those tricks that you really just have to practice over and over and over. It takes a lot of precision and a lot of being really tight up close to Ganon.
Kemps is in the Aghanim Tower. Meanwhile, Centroid is in Pod.
I mean, oh, we have tstew's stream back on the live stream. Tstew's got to be wondering he's getting close to running out of magic. Kemps is now finally on his Aga fight. I wonder if this is tstew's first shot at Silverless. He doesn't seem to be as proficient at it, like maybe he hasn't practiced it quite as much as other runners. And he's doing whatever he can to save magic, but the issue is he's only getting 1 slash per.
As I said, I've never been able to get Silverless to work.
Yeah, Silverless is not easy, and tstew's issue right now is he's not getting close enough, so he's having to slow walk up after Ganon fires his bats, which is really hurting him, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's problematic. But he's gonna use his blue potion.
Yeah, that's how close you have to be, tstew. You really have to be kind of right up in his grill. Oh, and he bonks him with the sword tip.
See, that's what always happens to me when I try Silverless.
Okay, he gets his 5th hit in, I think. His 6th. Oh, just don't fall at this point in time, tstew.
As long as he doesn't, he's well ahead. If he doesn't completely screw this up, he's got this race won. I believe it is 12 needed with Butter Sword.
I mean, he's still taking a lot of damage here, unfortunately. He's got to be careful.
Well, Ganon hugs are best hugs.
You, sir, are a sadist.
Mwahahaha!
So, d2kemps is finally on his way to Misery Mire, and we know that's where he's got to go. Meanwhile, Centroid is on his way to Ganon's Tower finally. Unfortunately, we have lost Walking Eye.
Centroid into Ganon's Tower. Tstew's got the pig.
Absolutely excellent. Right now, GG tstew, we will give you his official time once he crosses that door. T-Stew cannot join us. It's going to be too late. D2kemps, though, did just not forfeit after the loss, but he will be joining us. GG D2kemps. How you doing, sir?
I feel like I did literally everything I could do wrong.
Well, walk forward real quick and open that treasure chest.
Seriously, open that treasure chest up.
That's Ganon's tower key, but I still don't have the bow.
It's also
No,
in
it is.
Misery Mire.
That's the bow.
No. That's the.
That's Ganon's
that's
tower
the
big
cape.
key. That was cape, which is Ganon's tower big key, and the bow is also in here. It has to be. It's literally the only place it can be.
Yes,
It
yes,
is.
sir, it is. So I get the sense that you were kind of searching around for that lamp there for a while, and then it being in Mimic Cave, you had to go back up there again. That was a little bit rough on you.
I hadn't seen. I was looking for progression. I hadn't seen the bombos on Lumberjack Ledge. But, like, as soon as I saw the lamp, well, not as soon as, I had to think for a moment, but, like, I realized it had to be on Lumberjack Ledge. But yeah, like, this puts me in go mode, because I know that Bo is in this dungeon, because I've checked literally every other location in the game.
Unless Misery Mire was the last pendant and Bo was on pedestal, of course.
I knew for a fact that Misery Mire was a crystal, because we got the map for Eastern Palace very, very early.
Okay, fair enough.
But yeah, I played really poorly and made a lot of really awful decisions. I'm really glad I didn't win this.
Honestly, you didn't make that many bad. You didn't make that many bad or at least unreasonable decisions.
So I didn't grab Mimic Cave while I was passing it by in Turtle Rock. That was a bad decision. I didn't just hold off on doing not Moldorm. The butterfly. God.
Mothula.
Moth.
Yeah, I didn't hold off on doing Mothula until I had, enough hearts to do it. Like, there was blue mail literally right outside of Mothula's area.
Honestly, I think that was the only thing that was really that really hurt you was Mothula.
Mothula lost me probably about the same amount of time that skipping Mimic Cave did. I think skipping Mimic Cave might have cost me more, because if I had the lantern, I could have at least checked Lumberjack Ledge and realized progression was there. There was just no reason to check Lumberjack Ledge before then.
Let me ask you this: how good are you with Silverless Ganon?
Oh, it's fine. I can do that. Absolutely. I mean, other than Silvers, I'm kind of decked out right now. I can't imagine nothing else in this game was going to be difficult.
Do you want to hear something that's probably going to make you mad?
No, it's not going to make me mad. If T-Stew needed to search for Silvers, I still played really, really poorly.
Well, no, T-Stew didn't search for Silvers, but he had a really hard time with Silverless Ganon.
He did pop into chat. He said that was actually his first Silverless Ganon. And as we see on the credits, the vampire skewers, which I think are the Silvers,
Vampire
No, those are
skewers are
just-
just arrows.
Yeah.
Okay. So we still don't know where the silvers were.
I mean, Ganon would have told him.
Yeah, we do things like miss that. It was kind of an interesting stream from our perspective.
Nice double from Centroid.
Yeah. So the other thing that, I mean, this entire seed, it just opened up wide, and all four of you guys were in separate areas the entire time. I mean, we had a hard time keeping track, and then it all just kind of coalesced around, okay, who goes to pod first with one key to pull the flippers?
Yeah, that was just freaky. So
I don't
other
know
than
why
that-
Bo is listed on my tracker. I certainly don't have it.
Oh, I think they thought you were frozen because we've had kind of the problem with freezing streams this game, so they presume you kept going.
Ganon talking about cheese. Let me say my wife would enjoy that.
So, any other thoughts on this seed, Kemps, as you're finishing up here?
I just played really, really poorly. Really, really poorly. The entire seed.
Let me say this, you still would have whooped my backside.
All right.
That feels good.
Can't-
and thanks, but
It is in Ganon's tower.
That's
So-
about the only place it can be at this point.
I'm still gonna guess they were in tile room.
anyway, thanks.
Yeah, GG, everyone. d2kemps, if you liked what he gave us, give him a follow here on Twitch.
Oh, I'm gonna be doing that when we get off stream.
Oh, I'll private message you here in a sec, Kemps, about something else that happened.
Thanks. Have a good night.
You too.
Good night, sir.
All right, so Centroid is on his silverless fight. All right, how many do we have? Centroid's got to be getting close.
He's got to be getting close. I haven't been keeping count. But his Ganon hugs have been doing a whole lot of damage. There it is. Centroid has finished off the pig.
All right, so we are in SRL, we're going to get clarification. Walking Eye did lose internet connection, but he did keep everything recording, I think. Walking Eye finished with second place at a time of 2 hours, 30 minutes, 54 seconds. Centroid finished at 2 hours, 31 minutes, and 4 seconds. 10-second difference between Walking Eye and Centroid.
Wow, always love to see a really close race like that.
Yeah, that was super close. So I did want, I mean, that is worth pointing out. Walking Eye did lose internet connection, but he was still going through. He mentioned in the SRL chat he was actually on Comcast tech support while still playing the seed. So, first of all, shout out to Walking Eye for being able to do that Ganon Tower climb while on any customer support. That takes the patience of Job right there.
Yeah, no kidding.
So, I mean, I'm sure we'll review it. The nice thing is that, you know, they're 2-2. If this had race implications for who gets in, who gets out, I'm sure there'd be a bigger deal. But, you know, GG to Walking Eye and Centroid for putting on a great race for us. We're going to try to get either of them in here to chat with us.
I would love to get their impressions on this seed. It was a crazy, crazy seed.
Yeah, this was one that started opening everything up. Everyone was kind of, the entire seed was hard pointing towards Turtle Rock early on. Really, I mean, we had Bacon Sword within 20 minutes here. The Ganon Tower key was in Bumper Cave. In order to get Lamp, you had to just about double dip Turtle Rock, or it wasn't quite double dip required, but my goodness, I mean, Flippers were in a 1-key pod location, which led to Mirror, which led to the rest of your access. This seed pulled and twisted and turned these runners so many different directions. I'm absolutely not surprised that everyone finished over 2 hours, because it was just, it was a seed. It was one that you wanted to delete afterwards.
Oh yeah. Reminds me of a hello to you, Centroid. GG to you, sir.
If we can get, let's see, Centroid is currently muted. He's having some technical issues. Everyone had technical issues at some point in this race, guys.
Yeah, no kidding.
This was the cursed seed to end all cursed seeds. All runners had some sort of technical issue at some point in time. We had mic issues, we had stream issues, we had Comcast issues, we've had mic issues again. And Centroid, are you with us?
Yes, can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Wow, the secret's using my phone.
I'll quote a previous seed I commentated in this tournament. Well, that just happened.
Yeah, like, I guess it was nice because I kind of knew where things were. It was kind of like hunting for the things to get the things that I needed, right? Like, the whole scene was like, where's the cape, where's the castle tower key, and like the bow. But
yeah, that, I mean, Misery Mire really had everything that you needed, and then whole few different directions, didn't it?
Yeah, kinda. Sorry, I think I heard you talk about Meyer, and then you kind of cut out. But yeah, Meyer was loaded. There was what, the Cape Bow and maybe the Castle Tower key, I think. So it was like leave, go get your GT key, and then go to. Wait, can you guys hear me? I think I have to reconnect or something.
Yeah, I can
We
hear
can
you.
hear you. And okay.
Voice cut out for a bit.
That didn't.
Ladies and gentlemen, this seat is cursed.
Yeah, pretty much.
If you are watching this VOD on replay and you are tempted to download this seed, don't do this
Just
to yourself.
don't.
Your technology will break. Are you back with us?
Yeah, sorry, must have dropped or something. Maybe I pressed the wrong button.
We never lost you. We never lost you there,
Oh,
Centroid.
so I was talking to myself. But yeah, I guess what I was saying, Misery Meyer had like all the goods, and then it was kind of a race from there.
Yeah, Misery Meyer had all the good stuff.
And here's the real rough part for you, Centroid. And you may have seen it from Walking Eye. Walking Eye beat Swamp Palace. And from that point on, he was frozen. He had lost his internet connection. So he was doing all that kind of trying to work his internet connection through the Go. I don't know if he'll be able to upload everything later, but you guys finished within 10 seconds of each other. And we had no idea where he was the entire time. So we're just commentating on you, hoping beyond all hope that it's close. Then, of course, it was 10 seconds.
Yeah. I kind of was debating, I was doing the whole close IRC, open it back up, and I'm like, I'll just close it. And I'm like, I can't resist. I got to open it again. I mean, I don't know if he was having internet issues. Like, what's to say he maybe didn't finish 20 minutes earlier or something, too. So, like, 10 seconds was kind of, I don't know. It was a little disappointing, I guess. But, he could have finished like 10 minutes ago with his internet or something.
Yeah, that was a crazy seed.
Yeah. I'm not really sure what to say. Like, I guess I don't think dying to Mothula was a very good thing. I know I swatted him into the spikes like 6 times or something. So, trying to think.
Worst programmed fight in the game.
Yeah. I had Tempered Sword, I think, I had Master Sword and Fire Rod. Second time I had Tempered, so that was a lot easier. But, like, I really wasn't afraid to dive into Turtle Rock and Ice Palace either, and that was, although I guess I do admit I did a lot of overworld stuff before I jumped into there. I think I got bottlenecked a couple times, especially in the beginning, and then again towards the middle. I'm trying to think. I can't remember what was going on in the beginning. Oh, it was the hook shot. I think once I found the hook shot, it was like everything opened up. I can't remember where that was though.
Hookshot was Gary's lunchbox.
That's true. Yeah, I know people have a habit of like skipping the purple chest, and then people say, "Oh man, it's always a purple chest." And I opened it. And I'm like, "Yup, it's always the purple chest." So that was kind of a thing there. But I guess I'm not gonna make excuses, but there was no mirror at the time, so I was kind of like, okay, I finished Thieves Town and I'll do what I can. I didn't really want to do the whole save and quit 3 times or 2 or 3 times just to finish all those side quests at the same time. So that was leaving the purple chest for later was a little bit of a gamble, and that it did not work in my favor.
All right. Well, sir, do you have any other comments on this seed before we try to wrap things up here?
Not really on the seed, but I guess that was last game of the tournament. It's a lot of fun. That was my first tournament I played in, so I mean, I think it was, the competitiveness was, forcing me to practice a little bit, and that was cool. I don't know. I had a lot of fun. Maybe I'll try to join the spring tournament or the secondary if they have one of those.
Well, you never know. I mean, it's going to be a stacked spring tournament either way. So
That's
GG
true.
to d2kemps and Centroid and all of our other runners here. GG, sir.
Thanks,
Absolutely. Absolutely. Loved getting to commentate your race, sir.
GG. Thank you. GG to all them as well.
And we did do the link. d2kemps, tstew14, walkingeyee, and Centroid41. Give them a follow here on Twitch chat. Also, our trackers Maximum Barnage and KK the Egyptian. Thank you guys so much. Also, my wonderful co-commentator, Mr. DM Stewart, 1981. Thank you so much for commentating with me tonight, sir. I was worried there for a second.
Oh, it's so much fun. It's great fun getting to commentate with you, Vitasia. Give Vitasia a follow. He's better off. He's better than I am.
Oh, I just fake it better than you do. That's all. We should mention right now, going over on Speed Gaming 1 is the ever important race between In the Name of DT and Andy. Now, just to explain what's going on, if you haven't already known, Andy is 4-0. In the Name of DT is 3-1. If Andy wins, he will be the 7th out of 8 possible spots in the final tournament. So that will leave only 1 spot open. But if Andy loses, he'll be right down there with In the Name of DT in the 1-loss massive tournament that has to go on. So this is a race with a lot of implications right now. Go ahead and join Patty and Willer J. Bradley on the mic over there. Get over there. It's the major match of the night.
Oh, yeah.
But that is going to wrap it up for all of us here at Speed Gaming and Randomizer. My name's Vitasia.
And I'm DM Stewart 1981.
All right, and have a great rest of your night, everyone. We'll see you for more Randomizer action tomorrow.
Yes.